All right, welcome back to another episode of Julie and Adrian.
Hello.
Hello. Now, first things,
Yeah.
Mr. Beast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Overtaking PewDiePie.
he has. Now, PewDiePie was like the undisputed kind of YouTuber of all YouTubers, and he's managed to kind of take him out off his throne.
It's crazy. But I'm actually, for me, I'm surprised it's taken this long because of how popular Mr. Beast is, and I feel like of how fading the popularity of PewDiePie is. Because don't get me wrong, I've watched and listened to PewDiePie for so long.
Yeah.
But I do feel like in the media, obviously, Mr. Beast is like every day.
Well, I think what makes Mr. Beast great is that he just puts it all into YouTube.
Yeah.
Like it's so much passion, and like it's nothing else but YouTube. And so all the money he does make from the videos, it just gets reinvested and reinvested. And like, have you heard about the Feastables?
No.
He's like snacks.
Oh,
so
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
So his snacks, he's done a deal with Walmart to distribute all the snacks.
Wow.
Like he's such an entrepreneur in that it's so pure what he does because he's just so passionate about causes. Because I know that Feastables, it's meant to be like the better, healthier alternative to current snacks in the market.
Yeah.
Like less sugar. Yeah. And he just puts so much thought and effort into everything he does. His philanthropic like side of things as well.
Yeah.
Giving back and all the charity drives that he does. And then now he's done a university course.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's created a course.
This is so amazing.
Yeah,
as a
which
content
is
creator, it's,
don't you think?
Yeah.
Like let's like sign me up.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think it's East Carolina that he's teamed up with university. And so it doesn't focus on the content creator per se, which I find quite interesting.
Yeah.
It focuses on kind of the behind the scenes people. So focusing on the cameraman, the editor, and also like statistical analysis, being able to read that.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you think you would ever sign up to something like
me
that?
personally, because I am the content creator,
Yeah.
but I can 100% see whoever came out of that course or degree or whatever that is would totally. I feel like right now there's like a shortage or there's a demand for a very good editor or cameraman, because everyone is a content creator these days.
Yeah.
So and everyone is willing to, because the platforms start paying off, that everyone's willing to sharing that with the editor or whatever. So I think there's gonna be like whoever's doing that course, you're gonna be learning something that will be useful for yourself. To make money for you.
And I think when you think about Mr. Beast and the type of person he is, like Jimmy Donaldson, the person is that when he would do a university degree, he would put everything into it. Like he would put so much thought into it. And I feel like you would be able to learn a lot.
So much.
Like just so much. Even the editing, and I know that like his thumbnail processes are insane.
Yeah.
Like they just spend so much time A/B testing all the different like variations in order to make like their YouTube video,
the most
go
maximized.
up. Yeah, maximize everything. It's just because I thought the stats were really interesting. Like he has 125 like contractors, so freelancers, and then he's got 125 full-time staff.
Yeah, crazy.
Which is just like insane when you think about the management of it all.
Wow.
Like imagine managing, like having your like current work slate.
The worry for me for him is that one day his downfall is gonna be that he's so passionate about it that he doesn't know the growth that it has happened. And it could just crumble.
Yeah.
And you know how in the world, like one bad thing could just be the definition of you instead of all the
like the weakest link, like the chink in the chain.
I worry for him because he's growing so much. And I've seen him. He's so passionate about what he does that it might actually be his weakness. Is that he's so passionate about what he does. And he's so into everything but the people he needs to. I don't know. Maybe if you've worked with him and then I hope he's a wonderful manager because he's managing a lot of people.
Well, he's managing so many people. Like, and it makes me think about like Warren Buffett and how he's always talking about like Berkshire Hathaway. They're like the largest investment firm in the world. And it's so funny because like headquarters, like the core management team, they don't really have one in that it's such a flat structure.
Yeah.
And they've got like 25 people since it's been in operation, since he started, since he kind of bought Berkshire Hathaway. And you just think that's kind of how he's kept it really simple.
Yeah.
Is that he's got this flat management structure.
I do feel like these days, like my company is becoming more, the company I work for, also becoming more and more flat as well.
Yeah,
It's like the layers not as much of an onion anymore.
Yeah,
like in the past, there's so much.
There's so like the org structure is like, looks like a pyramid.
It's pretty much just 3 or 4 layers.
Yeah. So
and then it's the 5th one is the highest.
The highest, globally, yeah. Oh wow! So that's really like streamlined, right?
Yeah.
That's so flat when you think about it. Like, what type of organization would you like to work for? Like, do you think people operate better when there's like a huge hierarchy, like say at Mr. Beast, where there's lots of people, or would it work better?
Maybe they are quite flat structure. Maybe they are. Maybe it's just 3 and then it's Mr. Beast. Like
yeah.
Maybe that's how they manage it. I think for me it's like really it depends on who I've experienced for the past 15 years of my working life, corporate life. I've noticed that it's really your manager that matters the most.
That is true.
Like the structure means nothing.
It doesn't, because it doesn't touch you. Yeah.
Your manager means so much to your working career.
Yes.
That if your manager is toxic or shit,
you kind of like get frozen over for like however long you're attached with them, right?
Exactly. So it's if you have aspiration to be a people manager, make sure don't be toxic. Don't be micromanaging.
Don't
be good, because it impacts the life of your people, basically. Literally impacts your life.
Yeah, it does, day to day. Like when you think about how much pressure it would be to have a bad manager and just someone who's incompetent but thinks that they know what they're doing.
Yes.
It would be really terrible to kind of be under them, because as much as you try your best, you just know that you're not going anywhere, or they don't see anything for you.
No.
And that's really hard, isn't it?
Frustrating, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, going back to the school university for Mr. Beast, the reason why I thought, wow, it's the future, because mums in my corporate company have started saying, like, Adrian, I've got teenage children this day and age, for our birthday parties, they actually would pay to have like you or content creators to basically doing a speech as to like how social media works for a bunch of teenagers, because they all want to be content creators.
Oh right, so that would be
instead
like their birthday
present.
Oh my god,
get
that's
a social
so funny.
media person with following, and then they get paid for it. So that's why I say like that kind of degree would be so epic, because there's so much. Even like social media influencers are making money from talking about their experience.
Yeah.
This is like legitimate.
Birthday parties, like instead of like the fairy that comes along to do like magical spells,
exactly,
it's like you casting your magical spell.
The viewers would be between the age of 9 to 16.
Okay, yes. So it's kind of like that.
They said they'd be willing to pay $500 per parent.
Per parent? What?
Yeah, I'm like, what?
So how many kids would there be?
I don't know. I don't know however many in that party. Because I asked, what is the maximum? How much you will be paying? I was like, I as a parent would pay like up to $500 per parent. If
500. I guess so. And the reason why I say this is, I have a cousin of mine who is like, we've watched him grow up, and he's always gaming, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we meet up, we always like have a chat, and his house is just made for content creation.
Yeah.
It's made for like gaming. He's got a basement downstairs, and then so we're like, look, you could do a content house.
Yeah.
You could be the Aussie version of like the Sidemen in KSI, right? There's nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
But then I completely get, if I went to my cousin and said, hey, look, such and such's birthday is coming up. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
$500, and we'll get Adrian in to kind of talk about like his insights on
content
creation.
But I've noticed something. I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like Facebook is popping lately.
Yes, well, the almighty Gary Vee has been.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay.
Gary Vee was like been banging on about it.
Yeah, because Facebook have got Reels pay.
Yeah.
And they have ad in stream pay.
Yeah.
And ad in stream is Yeah, so Reels is not active in Australia yet. It's like on alpha or whatever that means.
Yeah.
Um,
So Facebook Reels.
Facebook Reels monetization.
Okay.
Facebook Reels is active already, but
Yes.
Facebook Reels monetization is not yet active in Australia.
Right.
But the other one is already active, and it's, oh my god, like things. I think I've recently got like a few millions on like top 5 IKEA product.
Yeah,
or
yes,
whatever.
yes.
And it's already like I can see the dollar sign next to it. It's like 950 USD. Like
For one video.
For one video.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
and
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
someone
because it's monetized.
who was doing a lot of like travel career
Yeah.
content. She's already made like 4,000 USD in the last month, and that one is only half of the month because she only started monetizing half of the other month.
So is her stuff recycled stuff from TikTok, or no? It's purely new stuff that she's created for
Well,
Facebook.
I think you can't say recycled stuff anymore. Like us content creators now just make content for all of this platform, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
but is it the same videos? That's what
Yes.
I'm asking. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the same video.
Yeah, it's just cross-platform posting on everything.
Oh, it's like cross-pollination.
Yeah,
of...
we just post it everywhere. It's just the same video.
Same video.
Yeah.
But isn't it great to hear that from a content creator's point of view, that you get to actually have different dibs of the pie?
Yes.
Like, I feel
100%.
like sometimes being a creative, it's always like people assume you're like the poor starving artist,
Yeah.
and you know things are very hard. But I think it's about time that we reward creativity.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like, I just
Yeah.
feel like,
And I think definitely with Facebook, if you have your recipe right,
yeah,
I think the users are so huge that
yeah,
you will be able to sustain your life. Like, you know,
Through-
I'm still stumbling. I'm still like figuring it out.
yeah,
And it's already a few months, and it's already at least 1,000 or 2 USD a month.
yeah.
And the person that I know that worked it out already is already
Yeah.
3, 4, 5,000 a month USD.
Wow.
So it's like literally.
Wow.
it's-
And then, so this person, what has she worked out? Like, what brings her so much
It's
success?
just whatever she does really well.
Yeah,
I'm sure if
okay.
you're a content creator in Australia, you know who I'm talking about. Like, she's just amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
seriously, she's like magnetizing. That's
Magnetizing.
That's the word. Literally, when you're watching
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
content, you just be like
Shorts? Her shorts content, or just everywhere?
shorts.
Shorts,
I
yeah,
would say
yeah,
shorts,
yeah,
not
yeah.
long form.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's never done long form.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm sure it'll be great. Because,
Yes.
You know, when you're looking at it, it's just like you'd be magnetized and just want to complete whatever she's doing.
Whatever she's doing. Yeah,
Love
yeah.
it. She's just got the recipe right.
Ah, so good. And
We
then
should
so
get her one day.
yes, we should. We should get her on, definitely on here. So talking about all these content creators,
Yeah.
and like traveling as well. I was traveling the other day,
Yes.
and my suitcase got examined.
Yeah.
Right after, when you come back, there's
Yeah.
a security seal. Has that ever happened to you?
No.
Ooh,
Yes, that's right. I was like, it never happened to me. Oh, no. Now that I say it, it
Yeah,
never happened to me.
Well, look, the interesting thing is, like, I have
got a
a
slip?
I have a suitcase that has like the code, right? Your 3-digit code, and then it didn't really occur to me because I was like so jet lagged that
Yeah.
the code had been scrambled.
Scrambled.
Yeah, as in it.
Destroyed? Or?
No. It wasn't like it wasn't neatly done. As in
Oh.
the numbers looked like they were everywhere, so it looked
So-
like someone had been tampering with my bag.
Okay.
So
But how do they open?
yeah,
Usually,
but they must open it through a skeleton key, right? They must.
Because usually they have
next
to the 3 thingy,
Yeah.
there's a whole keyhole.
Yes,
And it
yes.
says TSA.
Yeah.
So does yours have that? Or
Yeah,
no?
it must. Yeah, so I think
But
it
I'm
just.
surprised they touch you.
Yeah, I know, it was interesting, but they had that was when I was like, oh, this is strange. Like, the numbers have gone everywhere, and it looks like someone's been playing with the numbers. And then I opened the suitcase, and they had a slip, and then they ticked off the slip,
Yeah.
and it said that battery packs
Yeah.
aren't allowed,
Yeah.
right, underneath in the cargo. And I don't know, maybe because I haven't been traveling so
Yeah.
long that it didn't occur to me. Like, I knew that I should have had it on my carry-on.
Yeah.
But then it's like, yeah, I guess there's all these new rules of things that you can't bring into your, in the
That
cargo
one
for
actually
luggage.
has always been that the power bank, no power.
Yeah, but like, I guess the power bank, like,
I'm surprised you were not reminded because every time I check in,
I wasn't
somebody
reminded,
always
the
say,
power bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
They
I would have
always
been
say-
like, no, when I checked it, no, this was a self-check-in, but she didn't remind me again.
Oh no no!
Yeah,
But
so-
if you read the thingy,
I know, I
will
didn't
say
really,
that,
I know, I was too busy talking.
No, but it's interesting that they must have it must have gone through the checker.
It must have,
and
yeah,
then
this-
it pinged it that
Yeah.
it has that in it.
Yeah.
And then they decided to open
To open it, yeah, and then just to like get rid of that. And you know a power bank that you just love? There are different types of power banks,
yes.
and it's just like, oh, I just love this one. It's compatible with like
Yeah.
a lot of cords,
Oh,
and then it
no.
like charges everything. But then maybe
I do find it quite what's the word? Detrimental that they just chuck it. Like they could have just
I
put it on
know.
this and says contact this number, this code.
That's
You
true.
can claim it.
Or I would
Within
be
30 days, it'll be destroyed.
yeah, or I would be actually happy if they did like some sort of an auction, and then the proceeds go to charity.
I think in
like,
America they do that. There's
Yeah.
so many YouTube of that.
Oh,
Of
okay.
people buying and then what they discover, and sometimes they find like Rolex watches, whatever, and paying $100 for it, whatever. Yeah, it's so many YouTube.
No, actually, I think I remember
like
wanting
a
to do this
storage
as
wars.
yeah, a story on it. I think it's Sydney Airport, like once a year or something. But because of COVID, they've had like these auctions virtually.
Yes.
I'm not sure what they do in New Zealand because that's where I went. But if it's in person, we should totally go.
Yeah.
Just for fun because
Oh my
I've
gosh,
always wanted to like
Actually,
get a
every auction is
bargain.
fine because I remember going with my sister-in-law
Yeah.
to Indy to this auction house.
Yeah.
For diamonds and jewelry.
Oh,
and
yes,
stuff,
yes,
and
yes,
it was
yes.
actually fascinating. It was so quick.
Oh,
And I
was it
remember there
really?
was an 8-carat diamond.
Wow.
And then there's this. It was the 12th of February.
Yeah.
So it was about
Valentine's Day, yeah.
And there was a dad with 2 kids
Oh.
who bid and bought, I think, like $80,000 for this whatever diamond. That
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think it was like 6 or 7 or 8 carats, humongous,
Wow.
and paid
Wow.
like almost like $60,000-$70,000 for it.
Wow.
I know, and me and Indy was like, like
Yeah. Was it like so big to the visible eye? Like
humongous.
Right,
It's
right.
humongous. And then the thing is, because usually 2 carats is huge already.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
6, 7, 8
Yeah, yeah.
carats. The funny thing is the way the auction house work is that you come in and they'll have like these items that will go on auction.
Yes.
But then there's these hundreds of items
Yeah.
that you can request to go on auction.
Oh.
Because they probably the one that is like key
Yes,
is being
yes.
auctioned,
Yeah.
but this one may not if no one is interested.
Yeah.
So then Indy would like my sister-in-law would just like that one, and they'll highlight.
Oh, to see. Oh,
Yeah,
so
if it's highlighted, then
she's.
it'll
I
go
never
to-
knew that she was an auction connoisseur.
Oh no, I taught her.
Oh,
'cause
you taught her.
I'm like, oh, you just point which one you want, and then highlight it,
Oh.
and then sometimes she didn't even bid on it.
Yeah, just
wanted
to have
see
a
it,
look, just to see how,
how
just
it
to see it.
performs, Yeah.
And then so are these jewels like second hand or they like
That
fresh?
one was new. That
Ah,
one. But
okay.
sometimes there was like a title of the auction, and
Yes.
the title would be like seized jewelry.
Yes, like proceeds of crime.
Yeah, exactly.
Proceeds
And then there's
of
sometimes deceased estate.
Oh yeah, deceased
Yeah,
estates
yeah.
ones.
Or
yeah.
sometimes like 3 deceased estates.
Oh, all at once.
Like
yeah.
wow, people are dying.
I
everywhere.
don't know. I kind of feel like I
I'd be
would.
scared if
But
you-
yes, like
Sorry,
stigmata.
we're Asian.
Sorry, yeah.
Actually, I'm sure if you're not Asian, like, but
You're-
Asian
yeah,
specifically,
yes.
we're huge.
I
on,
feel like that's some juju, like some
unless
that.
it's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
grandma or
Yeah,
like,
yes,
your-
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if it's someone else's, we usually Asian would tend to be quite scared.
Do you have like a natural sense with the superstition stuff, or like
It's
do
funny,
you
like-
feel?
I don't know.
Yeah, you
know.
don't.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like I know that I come from a very superstitious
Oh, family.
country,
Yeah,
family
yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
Indonesia is very superstitious.
Yes,
Like
yes.
if you drive through if you drive through a bridge,
Yeah.
I kid you not, anyone who goes to Indonesia, if
Yeah.
you see a bridge and you drive through it,
Yeah.
there'll be so many people honking, and then the reason why is because they're saying "excuse me" to the like the whoever's protecting that bridge.
Oh.
From now on,
yeah,
whoever
right.
goes to
Protecting the
Indonesia,
bridge. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you're about to drive through under a bridge.
Yeah.
Real. Think about it. Like there's nothing. Like even if
Oh.
there is nothing going on, I know there's a lot of honking going
Yeah,
on
yeah,
in
yeah,
Indonesia,
yeah.
but especially
under a bridge.
driving through under the bridge.
What? So everyone driving under the bridge honks?
Which is like honk. Like even the shortest honk.
Oh, it's like
Just
protection.
"Excuse me." No,
Oh,
it's
no.
not excuse me. Don't come with me. don't haunt me. Yes, very much. Excuse me, I'm just passing through.
Oh,
Like
really?
literally just there, yeah.
That's that I've never heard of that
Yeah,
before.
it's interesting. And then there's so many things. There's like so many things. But Bali is super superstitious. If you like, you know,
It's kind of like Scotland, as like
Is it?
Edinburgh.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. Because
are they
it's
superstitious as well?
yeah, they're not superstitious, but they're very set on ghosts, and it's like history because it's so historic, right? In
Yeah.
Edinburgh, like ghosts, they have folklores, they have, you know, and all of the architecture is extremely old,
Yeah.
like, you know, and cobblestones and like, you know, kind of really old historic buildings.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we get that as much in Australia because
Oh, no.
everything's so new.
No, exactly.
It's not like, oh, okay, this is where this massacre was held or this lynching was held, or, you know, there's not that kind of stuff. But
No, but yeah, Indonesia has so many, like, yeah, sometimes, yeah. Anyway, there's so many stories I could tell.
So, have you ever had an encounter with one? Like a spirit or a ghost? Or...
Oh, not me personally,
Yeah,
but you know, I know a lot of people who told me stuff and stories and
Yeah.
things like that. Like, you know, even my mom, like, you know,
Your mom,
Yeah.
right? In Indonesia, that she's...
Indonesia, because
Oh.
my grandfather is supposedly like
Still around?
take this with a grain
Yeah,
of salt
yeah.
because it's come from a superstitious country,
Yeah.
and I'm not. I feel like I used to be more superstitious than what I am now.
Yeah,
the
right.
fact that I'm in Australia for so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my grandfather is supposedly they call it Kwamya in Chinese Indonesian,
Yeah.
which is like the white magician basically. It's like the one that healer, like, you know, a healing
yeah.
shaman. I guess.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
wow.
so my mom would tell me like there would be so many patients that comes from everywhere around Indonesia
Wow.
to visit my grandfather.
And what does he do? Just like...
Advice on like
On health?
or any problem they have. Even
Wow.
some of them were like looking for love and things like that. And
Oh,
then he could
wow,
provide
really?
advice.
How did
Yeah.
he get chosen?
Because-
Or just
Oh,
born?
he's just famous from it, right? But the thing is, he just people talk like, you know, like
Yeah.
word of mouth.
Did you hear...
Like
Yeah.
all of the things that has worked from his advice.
Yeah.
And his advice is supposedly from a bunch of collections of superstitious beings that he collects throughout the years.
He collects, as in he interacts with?
Like basically his companions, like, you know,
Wow,
like that
that's
comes
so
with them. Like apparently it's a lot of them. And then my grandfather have a lot of like this thing called keris, which
Yeah.
if you're Malaysian or Indonesian, you wouldn't know what it is. It's like this little sword,
Yeah,
traditional sword. It's little and it's like curly.
yeah.
Yeah, and then all of them supposedly have different powers. Like the one, there is one that if you point to a fire and the fire just died. So it's called anti-fire. In Javanese, it literally called is anti-fire.
Wow.
Like ojo geni or whatever. Some old language. Yeah, but there's some that are protecting your house. So
Yeah.
my mom said, remember. The thing is, take this with a grain of salt. Yes, please.
Take the sword with a
I'm
grain
sure
of salt.
someone is gonna be like saying it's bullshit, whatever. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know if I believed it myself, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the story is like, you know, there was a thief, and then suddenly this keris, this sword, would just like literally like pointing at it, and then just like you can't move, like literally.
Oh, right.
Flying,
So it has...
like, apparently it's like floating.
Oh, so it has like powers
Yeah.
within the
to
sword.
protect the house, supposedly.
Oh.
I kept saying supposedly for those haters out there
Yeah, for those
who
who
don't believe in this thing.
don't have a magical sword
Yes,
themselves.
So the funny thing about this is the point of this and me telling you is because the funny thing is because we the grandchildren have been told by a lot of our the generation
Yes,
above us
yes,
about
yes.
so many stories with my grandfather, because my grandfather died when we were all pretty young.
Oh, okay.
So because of that,
Yeah.
every time we go to, well, not me personally, but all my
Yeah.
other cousins,
Yeah.
every time we go to my grandparents' house and we walk past this hallway that has all of this keris, like in the wall, like literally, they're all on the wall, they're all like being displayed with pride,
Yeah.
and then literally my cousin would be like,
Yeah.
they'd be like so
Stop
scared.
praying, yes.
Like, you know, and I'm just like this Westerner, because I came from overseas.
Oh,
and
yes,
I'm
yes.
just like, no.
Oh, you
what
you'd
are
be
you
target.
doing?
You'd be
Like,
target. You're
I'm
not
like,
praying.
What are you doing? I'm like, oh, you don't know the stories, and they'd be telling me stories. But it doesn't even, I never did this to the kids. But they're all just so scared of it.
Of it. I wonder whether any of like his powers have been passed through the generations.
Well, that's supposedly is
what's supposed to happen,
supposed
right?
to happen,
Yeah.
I don't know who.
Maybe it's like the next generation.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like the world has become less and less superstitious.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But I remember watching The Ring. You know the movie The
Yes.
Ring, yes. So is it The Ring or one of the
Ju-on.
movies where it's actually based. I think it's Kate Blanchett, and she's a fortune teller, and it's based on Billy Bob Thornton's mum.
Okay.
True story.
Yeah.
Who had these supernatural powers and could actually give you a reading and know what's going on.
Oh,
yeah, it's
wow.
based on her life.
That
yeah,
sounds fascinating.
it's really fascinating. Like
The
when
Ring
I
is
did.
a horror movie.
No,
This
so it
doesn't
wouldn't be
sound
The
like a
Ring.
horror
It would
movie.
be it's Kate Blanchett.
Oh,
I'm sure
Find
you
it
know
later.
the comments below. You
Yeah.
know if you remember it, and it's got Katie Holmes and
Ooh,
so
I'd be fascinated to watch
yeah,
that.
it's an older movie and it's quite eerie, but it's kind of nice to know that
Yeah.
there might be some sort of higher force kind of protecting everyone.
Oh, so you actually have the view of it's nice to know that there's.
I think it
You're-
is.
you're like-
Yeah, I think it is.
You're not like anti like you know I don't believe in that. It's like
No. I'm very much
Yes.
pro for it. Yeah, I
Yes.
think I kind of think that.
How's your parents? Are they superstitious?
Well,
or-
it's funny because like I went to Vietnam with one of my aunties, and she was like helping us out for a story, and when I go traveling or
For
when
a
I'm
story?
yeah, so she was there for like our charity story.
Oh.
So she was the fixer, so she was translating and you know she was kind of helping us because she's got time to,
Yeah.
and you know it was really nice. Actually, it was such a fun trip to have a family member on her,
Yeah.
just to see the other side of like how television works and
Yeah.
like you know, and it was just in one night I did long travel because it was in Hanoi,
Yeah.
and it was in the farm, so it was quite rural, and the charity selected a hotel for us.
Yeah.
And because it's all Westerners, like and because it's a charity, so it's not fancy. It's just run of the mill hotel in a rural place in Hanoi.
Yeah.
And then my auntie said, "Do you want to share a room together?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, auntie, honestly, I would. Like usually I would. I wouldn't care, but I
Yeah.
know when I don't get enough sleep and I've been working and tired,
Yeah.
I kick around
Yeah.
and I like steal sheets and I'm just a horrible sleeper."
Sounds like an excuse.
No, honestly, no. I didn't think when you just want to spend
Yeah,
time with
yeah,
someone.
yeah.
I just really wanted to spend time
Yeah.
with her, and I just knew that I would, I don't want to kick her, but just so tired. And honestly, I would have the next day she woke up. She goes, "How did you sleep?" I said, "I slept fine. I was so tired. I really slept fine." And she said, "Oh, did you hear any noises?" I said, "No, didn't hear anything. I was so tired."
Yeah.
She goes, "I couldn't sleep. In the middle of the night, upstairs, it felt like someone was dragging a chair up and down the whole way.
Creepy, man.
Up and down."
This will make it to the shorts.
Sorry?
It's scary.
And then I was just like, no. And you know what's so funny? Whenever I see this auntie, there's so much to talk about because we're really close with the kids.
Yeah.
She always brings up that story. So it must be...
The children would just
Do you know what I mean? It just must be so ingrained in her
his
head
memory,
that that night
yeah.
where... And I suppose it is Vietnam, so there would be a lot of devastation and war and the whoever's whatever's happened in the past, that would make sense. But then I felt terrible that she kind of had to experience that, and I was dead asleep.
Well, thank God you didn't, because that would have been a nightmare.
I know, but at least I feel like it's powered numbers.
Yeah.
So if you were to hear that, you
Alone,
wouldn't
you would be-
alone would
yeah.
make it so much
But if
worse.
there's more, they'll be like
Yeah, if there's someone else, you'd be like, holy shit, okay, let's just try
but is
and
it, what is upstairs?
So I don't think there was anything upstairs that would warrant that noise. Emma Chamberlain has signed up with Spotify, so I just saw the headline of it.
How much did you
No, I just quickly read the headline before I saw you.
When you bring that up, I
Yes.
was just reminded yesterday I was listening to the radio and they were talking about Meghan Markle.
Yes.
And how she signed the podcast.
Yes.
It was $18 million.
Right.
That's the deal that she signed,
Yeah.
right? And then she interviewed Serena Williams, right? And then in whatever episode it is now, she interviewed someone, I don't know who, I can't remember who, a lady. And then that lady did a post on Instagram or a story, but then wrote a caption that is quite revealing.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a nice comment, but I don't know whether it's meant to be backstabby. But it literally say along this line. Don't quote me on this, but it's basically saying, "Thank you, Megan, for a great podcast, and also thank you to blah blah blah, the producer who interviewed me." But then the podcast itself, if you listen, it's the Meghan Markle and that lady. So what has happened was that the person that actually spoke with this person is not Meghan. And then Meghan recorded herself just asking the questions and then just stitched them all together.
Get out of town. That would be like...
For $18 million.
that would be like... I get the producer doing a pre-record, like a pre-interview, like, what do you think about these topics? How, what's your response here? So you can kind of guide the interview. But then,
it feels like a manipulation. But if I'm them and I'm smart and I know that this could be at risk of this, I'd get them to sign NDAs,
true. That is true. Yeah, to make sure. Well, there was another thing about Meghan, how she was sending stationery out to thank the participants of the podcast. Yeah. And she was still using her insignia, her royal insignia, which as a working royal, you can use, but because she isn't,
you're not meant to.
Yeah, so...
There's just so much, I don't know, she's being scrutinized a lot, but maybe for good reason, because she should be scrutinized. I don't know. I honestly have no opinion of her, like, whatever.
Yeah, look, I kind of feel like...
But as a content creator, it does feel very wrong what she did with the podcast.
Yes, I feel like that would be really hard, because how can you... I guess she's an actress, but then it would be really hard to ask the questions without hearing the answers.
Oh, I'm sure it being genuine. It'll be exactly.
You know what I mean? Being genuine.
She's an actress.
I know, so you.
But I think the difficulty is the editing bit.
Yeah, for the editor.
I guess the thing that needs to be smart is the producer. The producer needs to make sure that the questioning and the answering is exactly like question answer.
Yes,
answer.
It's very
and it's
forward.
not a conversation.
Yes, it wouldn't. It can't be. It would just be like, what are your thoughts on...
And then just let them speak.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, thank you. And then go to the next question.
I wonder whether, because in TV we used to do, noddies. So after you do the interview, you would just, the reporter would just go... to cut it in, right? So I wonder she did,
Oh, there can't be a video of this one. I think there's a video of when she is actually interviewing Serena Williams and famous people. I doubt if there's a video of this.
Unless it's a Zoom, back and forth. No, you could do it. You could engineer it like that.
Yeah, I know, but it's it's a true fake. It's so bad. If there's a video.
Yeah, you could stitch it up so there is a video for sure. Because she would just ask the
knowing this fact, right? If it's on the podcast, it's bad. But if you know that there is a video, a long form video of it, it's extra disgusting.
Yeah, because it's acting for
yes.
Yeah,
because we know you're not there. We know you're not. You
didn't ask the question.
There's
Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. I wonder whether you had to do after the questions that you'd asked, then you're like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened.
I will. If there exists, I'll make a TikTok of it. I'll cut it. I'm like, this is her reaction when we know she's actually not reacting to that.
She's reacting to just someone feeding her something. I don't know. I don't know how you, from a PR, Meghan, from a PR standpoint, would be able to justify. Yeah, how would you spin it, right?
Knowing her in the past, how many years?
Yeah.
She just ignore and move on.
Yeah, she's very
good. She never spin anything. We never hear a clarification from her of anything.
Yeah, I love the royal line of recollections may vary. You know how it was the accusations and it was the back and forth between the palace and so I mean, gearing up to all of this. And I randomly thought about it this morning was the book. The book that's coming out.
Or was it coming out? It was coming out.
It's still coming out. It's coming out on the 10th. Yeah, 10th of January. I heard nothing was taken out. That it was just everything is left as it was, and there was just a new forward about the Queen's death. So just to update.
Is this Harry's book?
Harry's book, yeah. Spare. It's called Spare. That's the title.
I thought the last one, which was last week, is that they've made an agreement with Buckingham Palace that a lot are going to be taken out.
Oh, really?
Like a lot of the dirt
Okay.
that is supposed to come out.
Oh.
Yeah, this was on the radio. I overheard that they've struck a deal with Buckingham because it was going to be canned after the Queen's death.
I got the opposite because it always changes every day. Like, I can't keep up.
We'll find out. We'll just read it.
Yeah, we'll do a live read.
And then see if it matches the Crown.
I know. Like, wouldn't... If you were a
Did you see
producer
the
of The
new
Crown...
season of The Crown?
Yeah, I saw
Did
one
you see
episode. I just haven't had...
Elizabeth Debicki playing Crown? Playing Diana?
Diana, yes.
Diana.
She looks a lot like Diana, doesn't she?
I've watched her for years.
Yeah, yeah.
I've always thought she looked
Oh,
like
you
Diana.
thought it?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I kind of thought that... I watched this, the one with Kirsten Stewart, how she was Diana.
Yeah.
And she was played it so well, such a brilliant actress.
Oh, okay, so that was actually good.
There's no resemblance, right?
Oh, okay.
Her mannerisms, yes, but facial, there's... But whereas this Diana, in Netflix, The Crown, she resembles like just the mannerisms, the facial expressions.
Next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirsten Stewart, I'd say, did a really great job, but I think on a physical basis, I think that...
Elizabeth Debicki.
Yes.
That's Aussie, I think.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So many great Aussie actresses come out, hey?
Yeah.
Recently. So good. Yes, so I guess it's a watch this space for Meghan Markle.
Yes, and the book.
January, which is now edited.
2 months.
Oh God, I've got to see. We'll definitely have headlines.
Yes.
Once this comes out to either confirm or deny what's happening with the book.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Last one. Did you see this our tweet that I think Paris Hilton did or whatever? And it said like my blah blah, one of my phones is broken.
Yeah.
Please contact me on my 3 other iPhones or something like that.
Have you seen her? She did this documentary. It's so good, so good. Every time she has a breakup, she changes her laptop, and then there's a scene where she's talking to her sister, and her laptops. There's like 50 of them. She's got like 50 different. She's
Breakup.
Yeah, like a relationship. I guess there'd be photos or videos or whatever they upload. And then there's like a backlog of just like piled up MacBooks. Just like when she's DJing. I think it was like a DJ documentary about her life. And it's just... yeah, it'd be the same thing. She'd have the same amount with like the iPhones.
Oh my God.
Oh, so good. All right, well, stay with us for another episode. Coming soon. Bye.